says, trade made me a believer after a bad game. I'll tell you right now.
I was trying to tell cats, man, like, this is it. This is it. And he didn't even give you a tip of the iceberg. That was an ad-libbed game, pretty much. And the only reason why it even became that, it was because of what happened on defense. And a lot of people won't blame the defense, and I get it. The defense is the best thing they've seen since sliced bread. I get it. But there's one play changed this whole game. One play. And because of that, the offense at that moment, they gave the defense a 10-point lead. And I know we don't think, John, that's a lot, but think about it. 30 minutes left. I'm giving you a 10-point lead. Find a way to get this ball so that the offense can keep a hold of it. Once the offense had to start playing comeback, you knew, John, I knew, John, that it was going to be difficult to win that game. And then the defense ended up giving up 19 unanswered points. And it was just going to be tough. Tall task for Trey, especially being under those conditions. It would have been a tall task being in dry conditions. But being in that condition, it was a tall task for him. And unfortunately, we came out on the losing end.
Man, and what if you could combine, not really, well, let me say it this way. The defense was dominant the first half. Absolutely lights out. Amazing.
I mean, they were better than the Bills defense that we watched on Thursday night.
That is correct. But then the second half, penalties, and a lot of those penalties were BS, man.
John, I went back and watched every one. The only one that I thought might have been legit, and I know you watched the film, I couldn't see the grasp of the face mask.
I saw some screenshots. It looked kind of egregious. The Drake Greenlaw face mask was huge.
That was a real. So that's what I'm saying. I just couldn't see the grasp of the face mask from the camera angle that I was watching. But that might have been the only penalty that should have been called. The other ones were super ticky-tacky. Even the Al-Shaair. Come on, man. He barely even grazed him.
Yeah,
it looked like he hit him hard because he dove down to the ground, but he hit the ground hard.
But he's falling back that way anyway, and he waited to do it. And then the out of bounds hit, Drake Greenlaw didn't hit him. His hands went over the top of him like he was running full speed.
That's what I was trying to explain.
He didn't even hit him.
I was trying to explain that. It was like his bare claws went over on top, and it just looked like it was because they hit the grounds like darts. And because of that, it looked like the impact was stronger than what it was.
It was a bad call, but that's okay. Here's the thing that you always tell players: hey, don't let the refs decide it. You control your fate. If it's that close of a game, especially against a lesser opponent, which, man, the whole time watching Seattle last night, I felt the exact same way about that game as I did the Niners game. The superior team drove, controlled the game, but just couldn't get in the end zone.
How many turnovers did they have?
Yeah, 2 within the 5-yard line. Right. And so the worst team won at home week 1. Now, there's no doubt. I think everybody thinks Denver's better than Seattle and will have a better record at the end of the day. Joe is what he says, 49ers to Broncos. We'll show you how to lose to a lesser team. Yep. Look at that. Turnovers, penalties, missing scoring opportunities, bad coaching decisions.
I know this is not a Broncos podcast, but I'm going to tell you right now, that had to be one of the worst mismanaged coaching decisions I've ever seen in my entire life.
It was really bad.
First of all, you had a plus 30 seconds. All you had to do was call a timeout and then decide what you want to do. And I'll never understand that. And Russell Wilson, he's stand-up guy. If I was Russell, I would have been having a way over there on the sideline. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm surprised, even though Russ, in my opinion, didn't look like Russell Wilson.
Kelly, it was awesome to meet you in Chicago, too.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.